All right, welcome back. I know it's been a while, but hey, at least I'm back now. I'm gonna go on here to discuss my college years, and obviously, this is one thing that has me talking a lot, especially considering that I have concluded as of December 20th, 2024, and got had my degree certified by January 15th of 2025. Um, so now I want to get into detail about what happened and the highlights that went on. So yeah, let's get into it. Um, First and foremost, like I didn't have much to say about fall and spring of 2020 and 2021. So fall 2020 basically started online. I only took two classes, didn't meet anybody. Yeah. Spring 2021, however, I started taking more courses, but however, they started putting me to like those clue credits that I had to do, and they told me that I had until the end of that term to do it. So obviously, I did it. Um, I did all that, and then when fall 2021 came, I had what was that called? I had my first class in person. So this was basically my first time taking classes there in person because obviously the college I went to was also I went to as a field trip and open house as well. So obviously I knew the setting very well. I obviously got lost first few days because I never saw any other part except for the Center of the Arts. But yeah, I basically know where everything is now there. Like I started going little by little. By the end of the term, I pretty much knew where everything was. And then when spring 2022 came, I knew where everything was. I started meeting new people. I started forming my own friend group. It was something I never thought would happen, but now here we are. I'm still friends with these people today. Um, the one thing I definitely like to see is, of course, we met at the game room, Bijou Lounge, wherever these two places are. Obviously, they were both in the campus center. I used to hang out there a lot. Um, the one thing I definitely enjoyed was like going into the game room, playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Mario Kart and any other games that they had. Now, the one thing I definitely enjoyed about the game room was that a lot of my people were there, but the only thing was that back then they were only open during the club hours. And obviously we had to enjoy them. It was pretty good. And then they had to close it for like from 2:30 from like 4:30 onward, and then they opened up again at 2:30. And then that was only Tuesdays and Thursdays they were open, club hours basically. And then what we did when the game room was closed, we hung out at the Bijou Lounge watching movies, linking up our laptops to the movie to the TV there. Um, yeah, that was one thing I never will forget, especially considering that the movie room was strictly made for movies, but they gave us permission to link our laptops there. And, mind you, I was one of the students that did that at the time. We were watching Tyranitar Tube. Every person in my friend group loved it. Um, the one thing I definitely like about it is that when they were criticizing and going there as if they were there saying that you got to pick this starter, you got to pick that starter. That was one thing I definitely enjoyed. And like we did the same thing too. We were having a blast. And then then we had Spirit Week. We had the Ultimate Gaming event as well as the Carnival. Those were my two favorite things. Especially considering the Carnival. I enjoyed the Carnival mainly because they had a lot of games there, outdoor games, especially the water park, and it was done during a very hot day. Um, it was a very hot day at that time, and we decided to go all out and have it fun like it was the summertime. It was magnificent, I tell you that. And then we had the video game event. Obviously, the video game event was something that I never would forget. It was a lot of fun. We made a lot of friends there too, as well as me and my old people there too. We played Smash Ultimate, Mario Kart, and I obviously beat everyone in Smash somehow. But the one thing I know about Smash Ultimate is that a lot of the people there were like no match for me somehow, and I wanted to find someone that was pretty challenging, and I managed to find some people that were pretty challenging for me. But you know what? We still did it. And put up a good fight there. We had really good games. It was so much fun. And then afterwards, we had on the last day of Spirit Week, we had it was like some late night event. and we was like some dance party. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and the one thing I definitely will never forget is, of course, it was fun, but at the same time, I would not go to one of those again, especially considering that it was. I'm not really too sure about, but it was meh. I didn't really like it too much, but yeah, it was a lot of fun nonetheless. And then come May, of course, we had our finals, and then our friend group slowly started breaking up because there was like some sort of drama going on, and obviously I was not part of that. The one thing that definitely happened, of course, is like most of this took place during the summer. Obviously, I didn't know exactly what happened. They know more about what happened and why they broke up. But at the same time, when we came back in August of 2022, the friend group was gone. It was gone. And what happened was that we started off with the play fair, the weeks of welcome. The one thing that definitely got my surprise was, of course, this one individual, which I'm not going to name, unfortunately, pulled me over to confront me, obviously, over something that I did not do. And it was something about me spreading rumors or something like that, but I never did anything like that. I never spread rumors about anybody. Like, and this person had the audacity to literally confront me and spread lies. But again, I'm not going to discuss any further about that. So we're going to discuss more about the play fair. The play fair is when people started meeting new faces. We got new faces there too. And then we had also another part as well where the director of Student Life pulled me over, called me into her office, and to talk about saying, "Oh, you're literally almost getting into trouble because, and obviously, I really don't know where this was coming from, and I bet you this was from that same person that did that, who tried to get me into trouble, and I told her my side of the story about what was happening, and obviously, the one thing I definitely do not enjoy is that having rumors spread about me or something like that. And this person, starts accusing me of things that I never did. Then a few months pass, or like maybe 3 more weeks come after that, and then we both have a meeting, me and that person, with the director. And what happens is that we have a meeting, and then this individual just adds words to my mouth. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Adds words to my mouth, like, obviously, why is this person doing this? Obviously, I started distancing myself from this person. But yeah. I mean, this is something I never thought would happen because, it's more of a lie that's told, and I'm like, it's just gruesome to see people like that this individual will do something like it. And yeah, and then we go on to spring of 23. That's when a lot of people started leaving. People were leaving the college around that time. And that's when we didn't really see too many people. We started focusing on ourselves. It was just more of a go home and go to class, go home kind of thing for me at the time, because there was really nothing much left to do. So yeah, around that time, we had the game room opened up on Wednesdays again. That was like, it was like a first time for the whole term we did the game room open for Wednesdays, and that's something that a lot of people were fighting for, and they already got that. And obviously I took part of that because I also took classes on Wednesday. And the one thing I definitely took part of about Wednesdays, what I enjoyed about Wednesdays there, was the open mic night. And I started partaking in open mic night. And open mic night was like something that I'm never going to forget, especially considering that I sang one of my favorite songs. Like it was a lot of fun, especially considering that you also did storytelling, poetry. I wanted to do poetry, but I really know what to write about. But again, poetry would be something I would have done there as well. I actually wrapped up with some of my signature songs or something like that. But like I said before, open mic was a lot of fun. I saw most of my people there. And then afterwards, I had to be careful. And then it was like around, and then spring 24 begins, And then we had all that stuff. Like we were on our way to watch the Mario movie. It was 23 or 24 came out. No, it was 23. In spring 23, we had something. And then what happened was that there was this one individual who sent like a death threat saying that I should have committed suicide. Like, bro, this person told me to unalive myself. I'm like, bro, why would they do that? And I had to go to it happened around during the spring break. They just knew because I couldn't tell anybody at the time. They knew they could get away with anything during spring break, and obviously when we came back, I had to address this. I talked to a lot of the staff there to address what happened, and they agreed with me what they did was wrong. It was that same individual, and then one of this individual's friends as well, who sent me a threat and then sending me that stay the F away from me and something like that. Like, obviously, I wasn't anywhere near there. It was because, a friend of mine passed away from suicide. Obviously, not going to name who this is, but I still have this person in mind, especially considering that it's really hard to think of something like that. It's very, very heartbreaking to think about, But again, that happened. That happened because they didn't have anyone to turn to. This person was in the LGBTQ community. It was something I never thought would happen, especially given the fact that, and then these two people who I'm not gonna name had the audacity to put a nasty DM towards me. They had no right to do that, obviously, so I had to report them to the dean. And I told the dean about what happened. And then all they did was just give a no contact order. They didn't even bother expelling them or anything of that. And I really thought they were going to be expelled because cyberbullying in college has very dire consequences. One of them being expulsion or being suspended from campus or something like that. But yeah, obviously the consequences are very severe, and they should not be taken seriously. If that happens, you have to report it. I did that. Coming in towards my last semesters there, I started taking on as many events as I can, especially considering that I was about to leave. When fall 24 came in, that was my last term. I partook in a lot of things. Then, like, spring 24, there was nothing much. I was really just the typical spirit week, and then they did a silent disco. Obviously, they looked pretty boring. I didn't really like silent discos, and plus it was held late at night too. So yeah. And the fall 24 semester came in. That was like my last semester. We ensured it. We were locked in. Everything was about to be done, and I enjoyed every second of it. And you start to build kind of regrets of things you should have done, but at the same time, I knew what these were and should have taken advantage of those sooner. And but yeah, the one thing I definitely should tell you is that if you're in college, you got to enjoy them while you can. Enjoy those years, because those years don't come back. one highlight I definitely will bring up is the time when, like, it happened during the spring of 22 or something like that. One of my classmates had a crush on someone. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty normal. It's normal for someone to develop those feelings, especially during the college times. I remember someone had a crush on me around like the spring of 2022. Around that time, it was like in the middle to the end. It was somebody had a crush on me. Um, but at the same time, I know something was right. I had to figure out something because I really didn't know if there was anything like that because I never had a crush on anybody, but this one person did. Um, but we were friends at the time, obviously. Um, so yeah. So the one thing I definitely would say is that you gotta find people. You may find your type there, um, but some people will remain friends or something like that with the person that had a crush on me, and obviously we can stay friends, nothing else. Um, Again, you have to really consider what they would bring to you or something like that. And yeah, because the college years are a lot of things happen within those 4 years. And I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna make like a 17-minute video. I'm not gonna make it too long. But yeah, enjoy it while you can because the college years go by fast. They go by faster than high school years because high school years go by a little slower than that. And also, high school is when bullying peaks for most people, at least from what I know. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.